So, is this the first time that you've done a project like this?
Yes, it is.
You must be very scared.
Excited more than anything. Yes, but there is an element of being scared. I mean, our friends have come around and seen this place, especially when they've seen the kitchen, and they said we're completely mad. It's just a complete tip. I mean, there's plaster coming off the wall here. The units are disgusting. The whole thing has to literally be totally gutted and then really starting from scratch.
Simon plans to do a lot of the work himself. This includes installing the kitchen and doing all of the painting and decorating. They have budgeted £4,500 for all the building work that Simon isn't qualified to do, like installing the central heating, replacing the electrics, replacing the guttering, and repairing the leaky roof over the kitchen. This amount includes labour and materials. They have budgeted £1,000 for the kitchen and a new oven. They've allocated £250 for the garden. That leaves them £1,250 for everything else. Simon and Caitlin need to clear £7,000 profit to buy the place they're renting. They have gambled their dreams on the following sums. They bought this property for £45,000 and aim to spend £7,000 on all the renovations. This means they have to sell the property for at least £59,000 if they're going to clear the £7,000 profit they're aiming for.
£7,000 is a very low budget, and I'm worried that Simon and Caitlin are planning on doing most of the work themselves, especially as they have no DIY skills. If they're going to stand a chance of making the profit they need, they're going to have to get one thing right, and that's their market. So who is going to buy their house?
To get their £59,000 sale price, they need to refurbish their house with the buyers they're targeting in mind. Identifying your market and keeping your minds focused on it is absolutely essential when property developing. So study your area. Is it growing in size with a booming property market like Norwich? If so, your market might be quite varied, which is good. What are the schools like? If they're good, then you have the option of developing the property for a family. Are there new property developments and good travel connections? These will attract young professional people, either young couples or singles looking to share. What about universities and hospitals? Students and nurses need lodgings, which again means sharing. Simon and Caitlin's property could appeal to all these groups, and the more types of buyer they can attract, the better the sale price they can expect. So at this early stage, it's important they renovate their property with a broad market in mind. This means I have one important piece of advice to give Simon and Caitlin.
One of the big problems I feel that with this house is that the only bathroom is through a bedroom, and there's only 2 bedrooms. I feel that's very, very awkward.
I have no doubt that Simon and Caitlin's house will be worth several £1,000s more if both bedrooms have access to the bathroom. This they can do by creating a new corridor along the side wall of the house. This relatively simple solution would only cost about £800, but it would be a really worthwhile investment because it would give both bedrooms private access to the bathroom.
As the layout is now, it is a 1-bedroom house with another room that you could possibly put a child in or have someone sleeping over. It is not a 2-bedroom house though, because you couldn't have somebody sleeping in this bedroom or that bedroom and not being able to, you know, you couldn't have 2 young professionals sharing this house. It would be completely impossible. So as in those terms, I think that might just, that could leap it right up into another price bracket. It would be interesting to talk to an agent about it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying and I hear what you're saying, but again, I know it's the old word, speculate to accumulate, but will you get the return? That's my big concern is, do we get this return and do we actually protect our profit margin, if you like?
If you're unsure how to develop your property, ask your estate agent as they will know what sells in your area. So Simon posed the question of the corridor idea.
And it's just really to get some sort of feedback on how that would affect the price of the property.
This one has had the first floor landing put in so that the bedrooms and the bathroom both had separate access, and we achieved a greater greater price. This was on at 64,950, and that has sold very close to that figure.
I'm still slightly against the idea, but that's still not saying that I have totally dismissed it. I mean, I am open to ideas. I've got some information here that Giles has left me, so I'll be looking at that over the next few days.
Simon is mad to hesitate about this. Sure, it would mean investing another £800, but it would add at least £4,000 to the asking price. Time is money when property developing, and I don't want Simon's indecision to hold up work. So with a 12-week deadline, I help him get started. Simon invites a number of builders round to give him a quote on the cost of installing the central heating, rewiring the electrics, sorting out the leaky roof and repairing the guttering. Remember, he's got a maximum figure of £4,500 in mind.
So have you got any idea what sort of costing you're looking at?
I suppose you're looking at about 6,000 to 7,000.
And this is the cheapest quote he had. So Simon is going to have to find a way to cut costs. I think I can see what is coming.
From the work that I can't do myself, what sort of price are you looking at then?
You're looking roughly, I suppose, you could probably knock it down to about 4.5.
So not only does Simon have to hold down a full-time job, but the only way he's going to make his profit is by doing all the labouring himself. If only Simon knew what he'd just taken on.